you just transitioned out of the military not too long ago, roughly the same time as me. And, military transitions are not easy. It's hard for everyone, even if you prepare your butt off, you're going to have some hiccups along the way. So, what are some important tips you can give people who are considering separation?
So my biggest tip is to have a plan because I think the majority or many service members go out thinking they'll figure it out on the way out or they'll figure it out once they get home or wherever they're going. But you really do need to have a plan. And that's why TAP program exists. It's a transition. It does stand for Transition Assistance Program. I don't remember what it means, but utilize TAP. And when they ask you questions about, hey, what's your rank going to be where you're moving? Think about that deeply because that's going to be something you're dealing with immediately. And what are you going to do for work? And if it's not cyber, whatever it is. So, a lot of us are breaking in too. So what if you don't have cyber experience or you can't get a job immediately? What's your backup plan? So plan it all, and you're military. So, make sure you have all your contingencies in place. So that's my biggest recommendation for everyone who's transitioning out. And also plan for it being a struggle because it's going to be a struggle. A lot of service members have a lot of resources available to them, and you don't really realize it until you're out. But all your brothers and sisters are with you every day, and they're all supporting you. Because if you ever had an issue, you were like, "Hey, what do I do here?" And your brothers and sisters have you, and that may not be the case on the way out. So you want to plan for that as well. Make sure you have a support system.
It's great advice. And when you say have a plan, that is very important. And I had a plan and I worked on, I was in the military for 6 years. And I would say, the last 4 years, I was really planning on my transition out. That's how far back I started my transition, really. Started preparing I started building up the skills that I needed to separate to be a pen tester,
Yes.
at 2 years of my career, basically. And
Yeah.
even with all 4 years of preparation, I started networking on LinkedIn 4 years before I even got out of the
Same
military,
here. I did
and
it way
that
early.
was that really helped me. And even though I did all of that, I had a great plan, and everyone's like, "Dude, you have a great plan. Like, we really don't have any other advice. You're doing everything right." And even then, your plan still isn't going to be exactly how you thought it was going to be. So let me give my story. So when I had a job offer, I accepted a job offer and I was supposed to work this company right after I got out of the military. It was supposed to be like, I'm in the military, boom, job. And then 1 week before my military separation, they withdrew my offer. And it was like derailed all my plans. And
Yes.
luckily, I had a huge network on LinkedIn and I found a job 3 weeks after that. So I really went 1 week where I was like unemployed, where I wasn't working. And if I didn't have that LinkedIn network, then that 1 week could have dragged on for months, 2, maybe even 3 months long. So when you say have a plan, that's very important, but also plan for the plan to get derailed a little bit too.
Yes. Yes. No plan survives contact with the enemy. So you have to have primary, secondary, and beyond. Yeah.
Yep. And then the last thing I'll add to that was, even though I was in cyber defense operations for 6 years, and even then, getting out of the military, I still, I had the 12 certifications. I hacked 60 hack the box machines. I did 216 try hack me rooms. And even with I had my bachelor's degree with all this stuff, I still got rejected. I still
Yeah.
got rejected.
It's
So
hard.
you have to face rejection. And, people say don't take rejection personally, but, so this is actually one of my hot takes is like, I do take it personally because it fires me up to work harder. And that's one of the reasons how I got my current role. I was like, man, I just got to work
Yeah.
harder. I just got to network more and stuff like that. So yeah, so definitely plan for getting rejected no matter how good you are.
Yes. I think everybody listening, and if you're trying to break into cyber and just hearing Kaiser's story should inspire you to keep going because you're going to take a lot of punches and you're going to get discouraged at some points, but it's important for you to move forward no matter what. And that's something that the military teaches us. You can shoot me, I might be bleeding, I'm going to crawl to the end of the finish line because that's what you need to do. You're doing it, and now you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for the team. So just think about it as, hey, your future cyber team that you're going to be a part of needs you. Don't quit now. If you quit, you'll never see it. So keep moving forward.
Great advice.